What's up everyone, it's your girl Shay here and I'm back with another video for you guys. And obviously this video is for Saturday, or is coming out on Saturday, and I mentioned before that it's going to be my owls post for the October owls theme, which is going to be about fantasy. And for me, I took fantasy as in a different route, and I know a lot of people were talking about like fantasy anime and things of that matter, but for me I looked at more so of fantasy as like ideal expectations of the fantasy world that a lot of us may live in, or still live in, or may have lived in. And so I looked at the genre of shoujo anime and the fantasy involved in that world of shoujo anime, or like romantic anime, mostly because, at least for me, from my personal experience, I have noticed that sometimes those genre of anime can sometimes give you a fantasy like wonder about love or about relationships or how things should work out, but in reality a lot of those things don't work out at all, or things turn out a lot different because of the people that are involved, the personalities that are involved, the situation entirely. And I can also tell you from personal experience that I myself have watched shoujo anime and have actually looked at it and have been like, I'm gonna try that and see if the guy I like actually falls for it. And generally this didn't happen. Or I had a fantasy of like wearing my hair a certain way and it was gonna make me prettier or make me more attractive. And I feel like romantic, just not just romantic anime, but just romantic genre in general can put you in that fantasy sort of way of how you hope life or your love life turns out. And anime or shoujo anime to me is not the only culprit of this. I will also say like Disney movies are also a culprit of this as well. If you look at any Disney movies such as The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, any of the Disney movies that many of us have grown up with and love, because so many of these I generally truly do enjoy watching to this day, but a lot of them have a romantic aspect to them that as a kid you grow up thinking that this is how a love life should be, but as you grow up and as you get older you slowly start to realize that this is not the case, and that life and love is not a fairy tale. And this is why I have to give credit to a lot of those shoujo anime, or to those romantic comedies, or just in general to a lot of even some Disney movies that have a romantic aspect to them, but it's a much more realistic romantic relationship, so that those of us watching it can look at it and either relate to it or realize that love doesn't always work out the way that you want it to work out. Now, I do want to say that even though I'm saying all this stuff about shoujo anime in general and how I myself am interpreting the fantasy aspect of this entire theme, I am still very much, to this day, I do enjoy watching shoujo anime, and I enjoy watching romantic anime. I love being caught up in that world of like imagining a love life like that. But at this point in my life, I'm also smart enough, and I'm not going to say smart enough, but maybe wiser enough, or have lived life a little bit more. I don't know. It's a weird way of saying it. But I can truly say that I now can look at this and be like, love doesn't always happen that way. For some people it does, but not for everybody. But I also now realize this is truly a movie, and things don't always happen that way, but I enjoy living in that world for the time being of that 24-minute show, while I enjoy watching all of the drama unfold. Because in reality, just like I mentioned at the beginning, your life doesn't wrap up in 24 minutes, or your love life doesn't, wrap up in a span of 24, 26 episodes. Your love life goes on a lot longer than that, and being caught up in this fantasy of like, okay, so this dude's doing this to me right now, that means he likes me, I just have to do this, and it's gonna go on from there. We're gonna fall in love, but in reality there's no clear-cut formula for love. So living in that fantasy world of shoujo anime is fun to live in the moment, but you also have to recognize that that isn't always how life works. And life works very, very differently. Love life works very, very differently. And I believe, at least for an example that I have when it comes to like love life and stuff like that, to me is any anime where it's like boy meets girl, girl hates guy, or boy hates girl, and they somehow get partnered up together and then they end up falling in love and they end up being together. So for example, I probably have to bring up Toradora, because Toradora has one of the best kissing scenes in it ever. But the anime itself is of that like fantasy, like just all around makes you feel good kind of romance towards the end. And yes, they have their trials and tribulations, but they are resolved within the matter of a 26 episode series. Whereas in reality, if you fall in love with somebody, you're gonna have trials and tribulations with them for the rest of your life if you end up getting married, because there's always going to be something going on. But once again, like I have to say, it's fun to live in that fantasy while you're in it, but just recognize that that's not how life works. And I feel like with watching shoujo anime, especially if you're someone a lot younger and you grow up watching a lot of them, just like with Disney movies, you get this idea in your head that when you get older, this is how it happens. And I myself, like I mentioned, have like had this happen to them. I know for me, I've had expectations of like how high school was supposed to be, how middle school was supposed to be. Like, I'm gonna be this cool chick, but in reality, I was super nerdy and very awkward. And it was like, that's not how this wasn't what Sailor Moon told me. That's literally my like mentality when I started like high school and middle school and stuff, and it didn't work out that way. But overall, though, I still do truly want to say I still enjoy shoujo anime. I still enjoy Disney movies. I still enjoy all these aspects of this fantasy world that you get to live in. But just a word of caution, remember that it is just a fantasy, and try not to get caught up in it and thinking that you have to live your life this certain way or you're not going to be happy, or thinking that this is how life is supposed to be. Otherwise, life doesn't work out for me, because that is not the case. If you talk to anyone that's ever been in love or had friendships or anything of the sort, it is never ever a clear-cut formula, and everyone's story is completely different. But that is my video. Of course, like I've already told you guys before, this was a part the O.W.Ls October blog tour per se, and the theme was on fantasy. And of course, I will definitely leave links down below to the person whose blog was before mine. I will leave a little link down below that will let you read theirs, and I'll also leave a link to the page or the blog page for the person that is after me, and then also a date of when they will actually be posting up their either their blog or their video also talking about this exact same topic. And I truly do want you guys to check them out, because they're all truly wonderful people. And also check out O.W.Ls in general. O.W.Ls, of course, like I mentioned before, stands for Otaku Warriors for Love and Self-Respect. Love and self-respect. I believe I'm correct with how I'm saying the acronym. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. No, yeah. Otaku Warriors for Liberty and Self-Respect is literally what that means, I believe. I still might be very wrong about it, but regardless, I will leave a link down below to all of the social media accounts for O.W.Ls, which is the Twitter and also the Instagram and also the blog as well. And of course, hit up anybody a part of O.W.Ls if you're interested in being a part of the community, because we would greatly appreciate you being a part of it, because I'm sure you guys will enjoy all the lovely people that we've all gotten to meet and be a part of. And also, of course, like always, I will leave links down below to all my social media accounts, which are Instagram, Twitter, and blog, and my blog as well. So please check me out on there as well. And I will have a new video out for you guys on Monday, which will be my Motivational Monday videos. And then usually Wednesdays I do a nerd news kind of an episode, and Saturdays are usually reserved for anime related topics like a discussion or a review, which I will actually have a review out for you guys next Saturday, which is the beginning of November. But I will see you guys soon. Love you guys so much, and like I always tell you guys, stay positive and be nerdy. All right, you guys.